universe and all for the highest vibrational good only. Please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, religions, traditions, and spiritual paths that bring out the best in us. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, 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 okay. So let's just start to pull out any stress and love. Love's supposed to feel good. But when I explain love, sometimes I think people are thinking like love as in, oh, it's always joyous and romantic all the time. That's actually not what I'm saying. It can be romantic, and also love doesn't have to be romantic at all. Anyway, just saying that I think a peaceful love is more important than the up and down love. I'm like, Jesus, sit down. So that peaceful love. And I think that's a wisdom thing too. The older you get, the more you're like, you want peace. You do not want problems. You want peace. Why? Because you want consistency in your heart. You want to know that the person who deeply loves you today is going to still deeply love you tomorrow. The person who wants to build a life with you today is still going to be there, showing up and working towards that life tomorrow. You don't want to feel like anyone's just like gonna pull the rug out from under you. No, you want to feel as though you're building and building and building more and more and more and more. So breathe in and out here, okay? Now let's practice something here. I want you to bring your hands right here, and we're going to do some self-work of pulling out, okay? And as you pull out, you can pull like this, you can pull like this, but let's just take that energy out, okay? So take a deep, 3 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, release. 2 more. Exhale, release. And final breath, inhale. Exhale, release. So let's work here and let's just start to, as we are exhaling on our own now, let's start to pull this out. Inhaling and exhaling. I want you to get used to doing this so that this moment, with your hands up like this, and you can put them on your lap, you can put them on the side, whatever you need to do. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to bring some energy in, because we're saying we want to receive, we want this good love, this love that feels so great, okay? So we're going to place our hands up, pull it in, exhale. Now in this moment, I want you to see the most beautiful love that you've ever seen. And I don't want you to just think of the aesthetic, what something looks like. I want you to feel that energy. I want you to have a sense of what would your life be like. And it has to be peaceful. It's not just superficial. It's the full experience of what you honestly need, where you're honestly at. And look at how this love supports the confidence you have in your life. Look at how this love just continues to work through over and over and over again. That is the true love in this experience. Okay, so let's just get out. And as we're creating space, you gotta do the hard work. And the hard work here is you gotta let go. Surrender to the love, but also make peace with those who need to leave. That's a tough one, right? Because you thought the struggle love was gonna work out. I'm not saying you, but we've all been there a time or two, you know. What I'm saying to that is struggle love is not just romantic. Child, it's even worse in families, okay, and friends too. But release and let go, surrender. Whenever someone doesn't show up to meet your expectations, say thank you, universe, for showing me who they really are. Because if I say I want this kind of person and they're demonstrating to me that they are not that person, well, I guess it's very clear. I can't expect a new outcome from the same situation. Release and let go. Be happy for them, but most importantly, be happy for yourself. Believe that love can feel supportive even when it comes to family, especially chosen family. There are many people who can be a mother figure, a father figure, a parental figure. There are many people out there who can have energy and breathe energy into your life as a sister, a sibling, a brother, whatever that is. There's all of those things. All of those things. these moments. Just take the time to think about it. Take the time to find it. Take the time to release. Take that time to be okay. To be okay. session will help you to relax so that you can reduce that stress. And so I paid attention to what you all have been saying for those who will be going into a Saturn return in Pisces in March. I'm going to put something together for you all to help you during this time, okay? So give me some time, let me put it together, baby. And for all of you all who just had a Saturn return in Aquarius, congratulations, you made it through. So every planet has its own return, but those Saturn returns are like the hardest. That's why it's such a big deal. So let's just start by taking little pieces of things that you should no longer worry about, little pieces of stuff that can be let go. You could send it somewhere else, you could send it somewhere else, and you can just relax your energy, relax your energy. Okay, now let's go through some layers to remove and release any type of fear, worry, anxiety. Just slowly and gently letting that go, removing that, and just rubbing it away. This bit, that bit, this bit, that bit, this bit, that bit, this bit, that bit, and all of this stuff, just sending checking in on you and get you a couple more kisses. Okay, so just balance down here, just sealing you and sending you with a it's gonna be okay. Just want to give an update about the 52-week challenge that we are mastering 1 to 2 things this year. So we have our second meeting coming up, so be there or be square. I'm going to be introducing some other stuff, and we have some resources that are going to be posted, and the resources are different. Sometimes it might just be videos that help with mindset. Other times The dream might be even bigger than what you imagine, more expansive, more comforting. Maybe you want a fast life and you get peace and enjoyment. Maybe you want a slow life and you get speed and energy. All of these things are possibilities, and of course a combination. So as we work on the feelings, you gotta decide there's gonna be some feelings that you let go. And you have to react to things differently. The way you react to things before no longer works or applies here. So no getting overwhelmed. No getting frustrated. It's okay to be honest about how you feel that day. Hey, this disappointed me, or hey, this is enjoyable. But you cannot stay stuck there, because staying stuck there increases those blockages. So you have to find a way, whatever way is best for you, to find out how to keep going regardless of how you feel that day. It doesn't mean to work yourself until you're tired system or religious system that is everything you need it to be, and you release any of those things that do not align with you. You can have the people that surround you in this life be those that are uplifting or supportive or compassionate, and you release any of those who are enabling or hold you back or want more for you than you can possibly give. You can change your focus when it comes to love, that love okay? And choose your own way of living, your own way of looking at life, your own way of enjoying life. Why not? Someone else did it, and then enough people liked it that they wanted to join. So why can't you do it for yourself? So, as we are recreating your reality, I want you to think about what you want. What are some of the things, the dreams, the goals that you want, things that you would like to come to be? And let's create a reality where these things can easily flow in a direction of progression. So, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Release. Let that go. So I'm going to check in with you for a couple seconds. So we worked on the mind, the feeling, the belief, and now we are creating our own reality. We connected our feelings. We connected our belief, our understanding of who we are. Like when you say to yourself, I'm just the type of person who fill in the blank. That's your reality. Now, as you choose who you are becoming, you don't have to know anything of how to do whatever it is you want to become. Maybe you say, oh, I always wanted to learn how to dance. Maybe you got 2 left feet. Whatever. See yourself as a dancer. See yourself as someone who creatively moves their body to music or beats or rhythm, that you express stories through your movement, and the rest will fill in the blank. Why do we know this? Because there's tons of beginner dance classes in all kinds of styles. You do that long enough and you'll start looking pretty good in no time. So you might even be in classes with people who've been there for 10, 15, 20 years. trust that you have all the information that you need, and give yourself permission to shift and change over time. How about this? How about sometimes the dreams we have today are the stepping stones for the reality of tomorrow? So take your time. Take your time. Take your time. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just the way you want. gosh, I'm so far behind, I need to catch up. Or feeling like, oh, I'm right where I need to be in order to get my blessing. I didn't already learn these lessons and still learning it, and I can grow. So we're changing the reality to support us as opposed to, oh, we're always catching up. Because if you have the mindset that I'm catching up, you're going to run to something and then feel like you got to catch up somewhere else too. No, slow it down. Say, I'm right where I need to be, and it will be okay. I'm right where I need to be, and it will be okay. I'm right where I need to be, and it will be okay. I'm right where I need to be, and it will be okay. So we had our feelings, our emotions, our mind. We also had our belief, and we worked through the people, situations, and circumstances. Now let's focus more on creating our own reality. This is fun. So what do you want to do every day? Maybe you want kind of like an easy life. Maybe you're like, hey, to me, I get up and I read for an hour. And maybe you're flexible in your reading. Your reading's like, I read books, I read articles, I read posts, I read whatever it is you want to read. So you spend an hour each day reading what you enjoy. And perhaps the next thing is you spend 30 minutes in the morning texting all the people you care about, good morning, and I hope you have a great day. Or you text them some inspirational or motivational quote, and that brings you happiness in your journey. Maybe the next thing is building towards maybe your dream hobbies or career or love. Maybe you get to have a beautiful breakfast made for you by your loved ones or your partner. Maybe you are making that beautiful breakfast. Whatever. Maybe y'all switch up. Whatever. And then the next thing you do is you take movement. Maybe the movement is fitness. Maybe it is dance. Maybe it is yoga. Maybe it is some other type of expression. Maybe you want to go rollerblading, or roller skating. Maybe that's what you do. Whatever that is, just allow it to be. And then the next part is like maybe you're working on something, your personal projects, and I want you to build this life in a new way. Give this person a whole different identity and reality. Okay, and when we're making our own reality, we're not unrealistic. We know that life still happens. We'll still have setbacks, but the setbacks are like, oh, okay, a task that needs to be done, as opposed to something that really pulls on the trauma of things of the past. No, it's just a task that needs to be done, an inconvenience, and you just keep on going. So I gave kind of a blueprint of how your own reality could be, but I want you to fill in the blanks. This reality that you make, that you choose for yourself. How do you think? What are the thoughts that someone like you in this reality would have? Maybe the thoughts are, I get up every day motivated, full of energy. Or I find peace every day. Or I find patience and quiet and stillness. Or I find a lot of energy, whatever you need. Or I find financial stability. Often when we're talking about finances, that is a part of our well-being as well, because to have adequate shelter, home, food, and expendable income to do things that you choose to do is important. It really shifts the things we're able to do for ourselves. Like, for example, you might enjoy going to the spa or get massages or buying self-care products. Or another cool one is buying the ingredients to make self-care products or to make certain things, which I think is cool too. So the learning this life at all times now. So no matter what it looks like around you, you think, this is the day. Even if you don't have the money to live the life that you want, find little pieces of it that you can do. Okay, let me go get my face mask out the freezer so I can sit back and recline on the couch and enjoy this self-care session. You got self-care Thursdays and Mondays and Tuesdays, whatever. Or maybe spending time with friends. Maybe you want to do a lot of traveling the world with friends. But maybe what you can do is just take a day trip somewhere or go somewhere local. The thing that I notice is that there's a lot of interesting things around us that we just have to rediscover. Because when we go somewhere else in the world, that is someone's, everyday life. So if we're discovering things in the world that happen to be someone's everyday life, there's interesting things near us that people are traveling to find. And it doesn't matter where you're at, even if you're somewhere remote, then it could be the wildlife. It could be nature. If you're somewhere that's city, it could be, events that are happening and different groups and planning and stuff like that. And you gotta find things you like. Like for me, I love dancing. And I don't mean like choreography. I mean like you just go, you got the music bumping, and you just in your own world. I love that. And I love times where I can go out with my friends and do just that. And we're all in our own world, having our little dance battles and stuff. Love that. So, what I like to do when there are opportunities to get together with the people I care about, I'm like, come on, we're gonna have a good time. And I don't care if we walk into an establishment where nobody is dancing, people are sitting around, and it looks like, nothing's happening. As long as the music is going, we about to have a good time. Now, we are the party. That's how I like to think about it. We are the party. I don't expect for there to be like, oh, everything that I want as I go into the space. I choose for that experience to be what I want it to be. Now, sometimes, a girl gets lucky and it is what it is. And other times, I make it be that. And when you have that infectious energy, that attraction, it also brings that out in the people around you and those people there. People start having a good time, okay? So the same could be said about talking about your hopes and dreams. You might say, oh, I want to be able to do this, and that, and I would love to be able to do this traveling, or I like to create these things. Maybe you're good at building stuff, I don't know. And speak from that. Oh yeah, okay, I would like to do this. Be so excited about it that someone says to you, oh, you know what, I heard that they have a free class on that's coming up, and you're like, oh, okay, And when I say stuff like that, I want you to understand the difference between telling people your hopes and your dreams and sharing your excitement for life, your hopes and your dreams. Once you get to a stable place and you're like, I'm gonna make this happen, then you can share with others. But when you are finally at that place of, okay, I can share with others, let people naysay. I remember that for me, when I first went to college, I remember there was a few people that were like, they just said negative things about college, and you would think it would be like the money part. It wasn't even that. It was, oh, college doesn't make you smart, or you don't need college, this, and that. Didn't really even listen to what I had planned or what I wanted to do. Now, as someone who majored in religious studies, it actually works out well for the communities that we have. But even before I had majored in religious studies, they were saying that. And my senior year in high school, I thought to myself, okay, if I'm going to successfully do this, because I didn't know anyone who had gone to college before, if I'm going to successfully do this, I have to be hyper-focused. I can't listen to anyone, because if I start listening to someone else, I might start reasoning with maybe they're right. So I didn't tell anybody anything. I would just be applying to schools. I would be doing, SATs and all that stuff. And then I get into my schools, and then I make a decision. And once all that's set up, and I perhaps traveling or buying certain things. Maybe you are a watch collector or you collect coins. I don't know what you do. But whatever that is, you have that income. And also you free yourself from compulsive spending, meaning you're not just spending to feel better because life doesn't feel good. You're able to make really good choices with your money because you have everything you need. So when you do spend money, it's in a very purposeful way. Learn how to enjoy life for free too. There's a lot of things you can do for free. You can take a walk for free or a ride for free, depending on where the ride is, but definitely take a walk for free. So you can walk for free, you can meditate for free. There's so many free things on the internet that you can do. You can learn something online for free. You can learn some history for free. And a lot of local or kind of regional or state things or kind of, what am I trying to say, government things. They will have free activities. I know embassies have different activities as well. So there's a lot of free things that you can do that are kind of nice, that got a low budget to them. If you live in an area that has this seasonal activity, you could do that. Some places have fruit picking or flower picking or, beautiful plant life or whatever. And other things, there's plenty of things to do for free. As well as you can make a fun time, like I said before. Okay, boom, we about to turn some music on, we about to have a good time. And let's just go back and do all the dances, all the old school dances we used to do back in the day. We're gonna do them right now. We're gonna see who remember them now. So that's a part of it too. So keep on going. Keep on going in this reality. Do you have love in this reality? Romantic love specifically. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it feel to have someone who loves and cares for you? And you can feel comfortable knowing that they will be there. That they will be there. And you can trust in building a life with them. You can trust that they will give you the space you need, as well as they are dependable. How does it feel to have that? To be one of those lucky people who have that, who truly likes the person they're with. That is a very lucky thing to have. Many people are with people they do not like. But not just love someone, but actually like them. And someone you can have fun with. That's a big one. You want to be with somebody you can have fun with. And you're able to have fun yourself up. Sometimes you have to say these things even when nobody is around and nobody can hear you. You gotta get up and feel that. Now, another little secret thing that I like to do is I need my alone time. I'm a very extroverted person. I'm a very social person. But in order to feel good in a lot of different type of energy, I need my alone time daily where I can be with my own energy so I can express esoteric topics that I have trained on at multiple levels, and to be able to share them in a very balanced space of knowledge and applied practice. So it's really cool. So congratulations to you all. So proud of you all, and can't wait to continue to watch your journey. So until next time, some more hope, community, a place to heal. Relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom into or bloom. I am Jessica. Sup. And I am a Reiki master teacher and intuitive. And today we have a special healing session. It is removing negative energy and releasing anxiety. So if you're new to the community, welcome, babies. This is your nightly self-care routine, a place where you take care of yourself, okay? Each and every night you're working on yourself, you're healing yourself, you're becoming more confident in general. And so for all my new babies, welcome, welcome. And to all my returning babies, welcome, welcome back. Mama loves you. Give you some kisses. So if you are new to the community, we start the community off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay, may I touch you? Okay. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out to us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, okay, okay. So I'm just going to start by pulling out any bits of negativity showing up, letting it go. I think our consumption of information is at an all-time high, probably in human history, and that can cause anxiety. You have so much information, and then you can get the same amount of contradictory information, and then it's just so much that, just analysis paralysis, It can be hard to know what is important to keep in mind, and also needing to disconnect, from always just absorbing. We have to process that information as well, so that's a part of the journey too. So removing that, taking that out. And I think, don't get me wrong, knowledge is power. Your mindset sets you apart. Your mindset is what allows you to know that, hey, I might be here, but I can get to wherever I want to go. So knowledge is important, but sometimes you receive so many messages that it's like you don't even have time to follow one. So it's really important for you to be able to think on your own, for you to come up with your own understandings and approach towards this life. I mean, everybody has an opinion. You can have your own, and understand that your opinion works best for you. It doesn't mean that it works best for everyone, As someone who has been in this esoteric journey for quite a while, and someone who just enjoys history and learning about, these different energetic properties as well, I realize that there is a lot of knowledge that I come across that makes sense, and I have people tell me like it makes sense, but it's not the only knowledge out there. I'm a strong believer that in each one of our cultures and our various, groups and societies, that these similar themes, show up, and they're just described in new and different ways. And so that way, whatever you're seeking or searching for can show up in your life in a is one. I believe that it is all an experience, and depending on your culture, and depending on, you know, where you're from, those people interpreted this divine experience that way, and we, have the ability to make changes if it no longer, suits us. But this beautiful divine connection with whatever's out here can be found anywhere, so you can't get it wrong. I say it because you can't get it wrong. You deserve to be connected to the universe. You deserve to know that the universe has your back. You deserve to know that you are infinitely loved and unconditionally loved. Unconditionally. 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 Like, why am I saying it so many times? A religion is not a condition. Like a religion, like you shouldn't feel like in order to have the love from the universe that you must be a certain faith, because you will have that love regardless. And people will try to tell you that no, that is not true. You have to do this or you have to do that within this certain space, this certain faith. But just understand, a lot of times people do that because they're trying to control you. Your relationship with the divine, it exists outside of religion as well. It exists in every moment you live. If you choose to have a religious experience, that's beautiful, and you can have it there. And if you choose not to, it is equally as beautiful. Not less, equally as beautiful. Sometimes more. But I say all that to say, you can't get it wrong. You cannot get it wrong. The universe loves you regardless. The universe is with you regardless. The universe will guide you. If you say, universe, I need to be a part of a religion, it'll make me feel better, the universe will send you the religion that you need that makes you feel better. And if you say to the universe, I cannot be a part of religion, the universe will send you a path that does not include a religion. The universe has your back. You are unconditionally loved at all times, and you're on this journey of spiritual growth. Sometimes that includes tough times and includes having to realize things and to heal and to cleanse out certain things. But that is not a negative thing. That's just a part of the soul's evolution within this physical experience. So I say that to say you can't get it wrong. Don't feel bad if you want to be a part of a certain religious group and you're trying to find your best, approach to the universe. That's fine. You can find it there. Also, don't feel bad if you don't want to be a part of a religious group and you want to find, your approach to the universe. You will find it wherever you need to find it. And I realized that, especially over time, a lot of people benefit from keeping people mentally brainwashed or mentally submissive. When we look at, religious traditions, because I really enjoyed that. I went and I enjoyed it so much. I got a degree in religious studies. So, but when we look at religious traditions, there's a lot of information that pops up. But over time, cultures and societies, they'll adapt whatever that religious tradition is, and they'll kind of condense the knowledge. But if we were to look at every body of work presented for every, spiritual faith, there would be contradictions, there would be weird stuff, there would be like all kinds of stuff. There would be a lot of sharing or stealing or sharing, whatever, of understandings from other faiths that are existing at that time. And so that lets you know, well, why would someone not want you to have all that information? Well, if you feel like a faith, is not all knowing, would you really want to stick with it? Well, you might say, well, I like this from this faith, or I like that from that faith. But the way that our social structures were set up, religion was one of those first places in which there was universe, God, source, whatever you want to call this energy, is around us at all times. You cannot get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. You can't choose a path that's not going to work for you. You can't. Anything that you want, you can have. It changes. Don't get me wrong, it changes. The older you get, the more that you progress, what you want changes, and you can have that. But I mean, religions aren't the only place that do this. Countries, societies, like, do this as well. Think about it. Think about the Roe v. Wade decision. That has everything to do with women and equity, and everything to do with trying to control the population. Because for a long time, societies were able to do that. Why am I bringing this up in this moment of, wanting to remove negative energy and anxiety? To understand that just because someone is trying to control you does not mean you have to be controlled. You get what I'm trying to say? And it really sucks because you will have entire family systems, communities, and people that you really care about who will get brainwashed and sucked into all of these different things, in order to maintain a social order that actually doesn't even benefit them. It's really interesting. It is really, really interesting. But I say all that to say, you want to remove this anxiety. You want to release some of this anxiety. Start to make your own decisions. Start to go to multiple sources for your information. Start to decide what life you want, what really makes you happy, not what your parents makes you happy, not what your friends, not what your community, not what you think society wants, but truly, like, when you go into your heart, what makes you happy. And when you take the pressure off yourself to live up to everybody's expectations, because we got all this information coming in and we want to, we want to live up to everybody's expectations. When you remove that, you will simply enjoy life more. You'll simply be able to be in this moment more. You can be in this energy more. And you know that you have the right to your mind. No one is ever allowed to control your mind. People can put all the kinds of rules and regulations that they want on everything else, but they're not allowed to have your mind, and that's what people want. Well, structures, big structures, and even in relationships, you see those very interesting power struggle dynamics happen in families and relationships, in the working environment. They want your mind, but never give them your mind. Your mind belongs to you. Your mind can see you through any obstacle, no matter how bad or tough or difficult the situation is. Your mind can make a plan. Never give up your mind. Keep your mind. Keep your mind. Because the things that are making you anxious are just distractions that people throw at you in order to control your mind. Let it go. Stop living up to other people's expectations. Just check in with yourself. Connect with yourself. Be in love with yourself and in this moment in life. Appreciate every part of life. Every moment that you wake up and you just feel like, oh, it is so beautiful to be alive. Doesn't mean you have all your problems solved. It simply means I will not give my mind up. I will not give in to anxiety. I will not give in to depression. I will not give in to these things in which people are trying to control me, or people are trying to confuse me. Because a lot of times people use misinformation as a weapon. We see it often. Decide what you want and stick with that, and you can change it over time if you'd like to. But the anxiety, you don't have to hold on to it. deserve whatever life that it is that you're seeking or searching for. You go out there and you make it happen. Because you can. You do not have to play into any of this stuff. You go and make that life that you want. You make it happen. It shouldn't be just a few people who are happy in society. It should be everyone being able to enjoy life, having a livable wage, being able to express themselves and their journey in this thing we call life. But how you do that is you keep this, okay? Well, babies, I hope you enjoyed this session. You know, with confidence is key. A lot of this is mindset work and understanding that the mind is the most powerful thing that we have. And it's so interesting that no matter what it is in your life, you have the ability to see something greater. What I mean by that is there is nobody who can come in here and tell you what you're going to do in your life. There's nobody who is here and can make a better informed decision for your life than you can. But we give our power away each and every day because sometimes we're just trained to do it. We just think that's just how things are. No, it's not. It's not like that. Hold your peace. Hold your happiness. You deserve to be happy. You do not have to live out the happiness standards to a society or a hierarchy that will not even nurture you to have a livable wage, to enjoy life, to have a freedom of a spiritual expression and expansion. Do you, because your mind will guide you to where you need to go, because you got to understand the universe already has your back. The universe will let you do whatever you want to, but you have to unlock your mind. And I've seen people talk about this before, and they'll say something like this, like, they'll say you gotta unlock your mind because the reptilians are coming off of spaceships, and then they try to, tell you, like, unlock your mind and think this one conspiracy theory. What I'm telling you is unlock your mind, and you decide what is important for you. You decide what you want to believe in life. You fact check what's important. And sometimes you gotta leave some people behind as you are journeying forward. Well, babies, if no one has said, let me go ahead and say that. Oh, community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded. Give me a nice little round. Surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. I am Jet. I'm a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a special session. It is all about removing stress and anxiety. So for all the overthinkers, let's calm the mind. Maybe you have some good ideas that pop up, but let's just relax, okay? So if you're new to the community, welcome, babies. This is your nightly daily, or whenever you come here to do whatever it is that you do when you're in this space. Self-care routine. And since you're new to the community, you're now one of my babies, so you get one kiss on the forenoggin. And for all my returning babies, multiple kisses. Mama loves you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Do I have your permission to say a prayer? It is not a religious prayer, and because consent matters, do I have your permission? Okay. You ready? I need to let you lead this. I've said over 1,000 prayers. Next time, you're gonna lead it, okay? Dear universe, and all for the highest vibration of good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through scares you, but it's uncertainty. You have to know that when you make a decision on purchasing that, share from that stock, that it's the right thing to do. You feel like, okay, I believe in this technology, I believe in this. Not just all your friends are trading options, so now you want to jump in there, you want to make fast money. Like that is why, anxiety can take over somebody in that kind of situation. I don't know if you're trading stocks. I was just using it as an example. It could be something else, like you started something. What's something people was doing? Vending machines. You started your vending machine business, and you bought a vending machine before you had a location. Don't do that. Go build relationships. Go make sure there's a need before you put money into, getting all getting all that inventory. And again, these are like more of organize your purpose podcast conversations. I'm just saying, these are like, people are typically stressed over love and money. Like, that's it. Love, money, and then I would say a tertiary thing would be health. So that there's things you can and you can't control. Here's the thing: if you're dealing with some long-term chronic illnesses or issues or things that have just shown up, you have to be very clear with yourself of saying, hey, I may not have all the answers now. I may be confused, or maybe wherever this is, but I will not give up on finding the solution. I will not give up on finding perspective. I will not give up on getting a second opinion, because sometimes, the fear of like, oh, I don't know what I don't know, will make people not be proactive in their health. And sometimes the things that we worry about the most in health are completely preventable. And it's regularly checking up on ourselves and regularly checking in with ourselves can prevent long-term issues. But sometimes people are too nervous, like, I don't want to, go to the doctor and something be wrong. That's the point. Because when you don't check in with yourself, that one thing that, could have been wrong, you could have saw before, and you're just like, you got to deal with it. Now it becomes a bigger issue that messes up your whole system. So don't be afraid. You got to get uncomfortable sometimes in order to go forward. Be uncomfortable. Be like, I'm going to push myself to a new level. This will help the mind take action. Take action. I feel like this has turned into more of like a pep talk. If you're feeling anxious, do not give up. If you're feeling like, keep on showing up. Keep on trusting yourself. Make it work, okay? I want to tell you this. There's nothing different between you and maybe someone who has a life that you're like, well, I really like that life. There's no difference. Typically, if they're somewhere that you want to be, it's because they did not give up when things got tough. Doesn't mean they handled everything best. Doesn't mean that they smiled and they skipped the whole way there. They could have been equally as stressed out as you, if not more. Maybe you handle things better. But the moment you give up is the moment that you let go of all of that traction you've created, all of that momentum. Do not stop. Don't let your anxiety do that. Put your anxiety to work. Tell yourself, come up with some good ideas. Don't come up with no ideas that waste my time. If the ideas are just there to make me be afraid, it's a no. Come up with some good ideas, brain. Says you want to think all the time. And I'm saying this from a place of love and peace and balance. I'm someone who has struggled with Sup, a Reiki master, teacher, and intuitive, and today we have a special healing session. I'm just letting you know it's going to be okay, and we're just going to work on your energy just with some combing, and we're going to do some cutting, okay? So if you're new to the community, welcome, 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 babies. This is your nightly self-care routine, a place where you just come, be yourself, chill, relax, you take care of yourself, you carve out that time in your day to show up for yourself and to work on yourself. So for all of my new babies, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for all of my returning babies, welcome back. Mama loves you. How are you, sweetness? How have you been? How has things been going? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. As you know, we start this session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is a prayer to root us down in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a community, as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? May I touch you? Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe on your own. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please allow us to let go of what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, it's going to be okay. And I think that you just needed to know that. So I'm just going to go through here and just work on your energy just to calm you down. And then we'll get into removing any of that stuff, but just, it's going to be okay. Understand that there's so many things that are happening at the same time. So many things that make us feel nervous or afraid, confused or exhausted, but it's going to be okay. And the reason why it's going to be okay is because it's always eventually been okay. I spend a lot of time trying to redefine how we define reality, which is this idea that everything needs to be perfect or normal, normal, in order for it to be valuable. But understanding that whatever experience you're having now is normal. remove anything that we have taken out that needs to be just balanced for your overall energy, okay? Just removing any of that negativity, any sadness, any disappointment. We're taking that out and much. It's going to be okay. 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 It's going to be. It's going to be okay. 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 Well, family, you did a fantastic job. And I want you to know it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So calm your energy, okay? And feel peace in knowing that it will be okay. Well, sweetness, if nobody has said it to you, let me go ahead and say it. I love you. But who cares that I love you? The only thing that matters is that you love you. So just love yourself a little bit more each and every day. But until then, sweetness, bye. In joining, there is a link to be able to join in with that. So we're going to be working through any transitions, any needs for healing, anything that's coming up, manifesting, shadow work, light work, whatever is called into the group, we're going to be working on it. So really excited to invite you to that space and hope to see you there. Welcome, welcome, welcome back, family. Welcome to the Reiki Healing Hope Community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, do your thing, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom, blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica, sup. I'm a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, also go by Jet, and this is your nightly self-care routine. person offer the highest vibration of good only. Please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Okay, so let's go through this. So when removing blockages, especially love blockages, we're just moving the energy up and down, sending it to where it needs to go. Okay, and relaxing here. Now, as I'm working on this, everyone on my block is seeming to be having a party, which is fun. So I can't even hate on that. They out there playing games and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, so just breathe, inhale, exhale, and just take your time here and relax into this, okay? So, when we're removing or we're taking away, just allow little pieces of the past, little past experiences, times way back when that you need to let go of and you need to make peace with. Just let those little experiences go and release them on to their next karmic path. Just flowing in here and working through this. Now just balancing your energy here. I want you to remember a time when you were younger that you really liked, you really enjoyed. And younger can be yesterday or younger can be 15 years ago, okay? Whatever younger is for you. So I want you to go back. Damn, y'all is out here playing. I want you to go back to that time within your energy and just sit with it. Sit with that energy. Sit with that energy. Okay, now allow that experience when you are directly going from this one experience to the next. You're redefining who you are. You are defining what you want and how you're going to do it. And that can feel a little bit like, but it's okay. It's a normal process to have. And just keep that balance. Keep that balance. Keep that balance. Keep that balance. And check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. And work through that. 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 And balance. So let's just send the energy where it needs to go. Now, when we look at karma, what we're talking about is not something that necessarily has to be bad. It is just the momentum of life, the momentum of doing something, so it can build into anything. So what you put your heart into, what you put your time into, what you put your thoughts into, that continues to go. It continues to grow, continues to have momentum. So when you're in a cycle and you need to get out of that cycle, how do you break that karma there? As well as there are good cycles that you're in and you want to stay in that and you want to support that. You want to continue to feed that. Well, to keep it simple, just keep doing what you're doing for the things that are working out well and for the things that you want to make some movement and make some shifts in doing. It's time to separate that out. Separate that out and send it somewhere else. Understanding that you are protected, you are supported, you have guidance, you have reason, you have understanding. And this is a part of the journey. Even discomfort is a part of the journey. Whether it is discomfort from an event you don't like or an event you are trying to get over, or the discomfort of stepping into greater roles, bigger responsibility. Discomfort is inevitable. Get used to it, but rethink, reapproach how you go into it and how you grow into it. Most things are uncomfortable for a little bit of time, but we build it up so big in our mind that we can never get past that. So what could have only taken a couple minutes, a couple weeks, turns into months and years. Let's just work through that, okay? Work through that energy. Work through that space. Trust in the path. Trust in the process. Don't get distracted by what other people are doing or how you think it should go. Let me tell you something. The way that people portray their life, however it shows up, is nothing like the life that they actually live. So if you keep that in mind, just know that however you want to approach your life is perfectly fine. There's no right or wrong way of doing anything. Just go at it with a nice, pure heart, great intentions, and build into your purpose. And just work towards it, whatever that is. And don't think that you don't have that, because we all have a purpose. Whether it's just for a little bit or for a long time, Balance yourself. Balance yourself. Balance yourself. Okay, and just work through it. 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 And just release. Release, 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 and relax. Okay? Just release and relax into that. Growing and going and flowing. Growing and going and flowing in the direction that works best for you. In the direction that works best for you. In the direction, in the direction, in the direction, in the direction that works best for you. And finding peace and hope and understanding all to yourself, okay? All to yourself. All to yourself. And all to yourself. Balance here. Balance here. Balance here. Balance here. Balance here. And just work through that. Shifting out, moving through. Shifting out, moving through. And working with that. Working with that. Working with that. Working, 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 working with that. Working and moving and shifting in the energy that resonates with you, that brings you happiness, that balances you, that fulfills you, that gives you peace of mind, and all of those things. Well, baby, I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope it helped with releasing love blockages like any other blockages. It's just stagnant energy, and sometimes it's just trying to get through that really is the problem. So don't confuse yourself and feel like, well, if it's uncomfortable, then it means that I should just ignore this problem. No, look at it, relax, just ask yourself, okay, what's the path of least resistance? I'm a little uncomfortable, but I'll be a little bit uncomfortable for a little bit in order to get to where I need to go. Go through it, rinse, repeat, and just keep showing up for yourself. Well, sweetness. Well, sweetness. If no one has said it, let me go ahead and say it. I love you. Healing, hope, community, a place to heal. Relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom into bloom, blossom into bloom. I am Jessica Sup. I'm a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a special healing session. It is all about protecting you from jealousy, love protection, and removing any love blockages. So we're going to do a lot of cleansing today. So if you're new to the community, welcome, 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 babies. This is your nightly self-care routine or daily self-care routine or whenever, you show up in this space. And because you're one of my new babies, you get one kiss on the forehead. And for all of my returning babies, multiple kisses. Okay, mama loves you. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. We start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, it's just a prayer this mixture last week of sage, mugwort, bay leaves, and these kind of shells in order to create a certain vibrational experience. Every time I was thinking like I wanted to say mugwort, but I kept on wanting to say mung beans. I was like, I don't think I put that in there. What did I put in there? So, why I think this is particularly nice for protecting you from jealousy and love protection and removing blockages is because it has a very just get to the point cleansing kind of effect. Okay. And you can just clear out the path. Just clear out the path. Okay. You are protected. You are protected. You are protected. You are protected. Okay. I'm just going to take some of the soot and just gently place it over you so that you take that protection with you. Okay. And if you'd like some more, we have the love program going on, and you can use the link in the description if you want to learn more about it. Just keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay. Just balance it out here. Balance it out. Balance it out. Balance. 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 Just smooth, 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 smooth energy out, and just inhale and exhale. Just release. Release, release, release. Just okay, 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 okay. You are protected. You have all you need. When people look your way, they will look there for happiness, for peace, for balance. You are okay. You are okay. You are okay. You are okay. It is going to work out. 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 Just it is going, it's going, it's going, it's going to work out. And just believe in yourself. Believe in the protection that you are able to give yourself and believe in yourself fully, greatly. Balance yourself. Balance yourself. Balance yourself. And just relax here. You are protected. You are loved. You have guidance all around you. You are protected. You are loved. You have guidance all around you. You are protected. You are loved. You have guidance all around you. And just removing any old things that need to go somewhere else to grow. You have all that you need. 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 Surrounding you, protecting you. Love will work for you. You will attract what it is you're looking for, and you will be surrounded by the love you deserve, the love that you have, the love that is surrounding you at all times. You have that. 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 Keep breathing here and just okay, keep on doing that and just smooth this over your energy. Just relax into this, clearing and cleansing out, sending it on, sending it on, sending it on, sending it, sending it on, sending it on, sending it on, taking little pieces of knowledge, interweaving them into your heart so that you know you can trust love. It is safe to be in love. It is safe to have love in your life. You are safe in love. You are safe in love. It is safe to have love in your life. You are safe in love. It is safe to be in love. It's safe to have love in your life. It is safe to be in love. It is safe. It is safe. It is safe. It is safe to be in love. You deserve to be in love. And you will have love in your life. And just breathing through this and just sending the energy through and just trusting in yourself and just bringing this protection over you, over the crown, over the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root, all the way back up the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, and just breathing through here one more time. Now, give me a big, deep breath. Exhale and release. Well, family, you did a fantabulous job. I'm so happy for you. Keep breathing. breathing. Relax, 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 relax. You are protected. I know sometimes it feels like it could be easy to have bad luck in love or something like that, but you're in control. You have more control than you know. If you do not like the love that shows up in your life, drastically make changes. When you say no to something that's not working, no matter how much you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, or how complicated things are, if it's not complicated at all, when you really put your foot down and make a decision, this is what I want in my life and this is what I'm going to accept, you bring that energy in. It takes time for everything to balance out, but it starts to shift and change, and it's just a better way to go about love. No more struggle love. We're not doing struggle loves no more. Hope, community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom into or bloom. Blossom into bloom. I am Jessica. Hello. I am a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a special healing session. It is all for those who experience anxiety, so we're going to be working through that today. So if you're new to the session, welcome, babies. This is now you're my baby. This is your nightly self-care routine where you take care of yourself. You do what you need to during this time. So welcome all my new babies, and welcome back all my returning babies. Mama loves you. Okay, so we start the session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay, let's do it. You ready? Okay. Dear universe, in all for the... May I touch you? Okay. Dear universe, in all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intention and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe. 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 Okay. So, working through anxiety. So I talked about this a bit in the blockage video. So in my meditative reflection, I was thinking about how do we experience anxiety? How would you experience anxiety versus how I would experience anxiety? And what I started to think about is that how I feel anxiety probably feels different than how you feel anxiety, because our bodies are different and there probably are some similarities, but I started to think there are so many feelings, emotions, and things that we have within ourselves that describe a whole array of things, and we categorize a large group of things into something very small. This is just anxiety. I'm going to give you an example. When you are going into a better paying position, and maybe it's a job you've never had before, and you start to experience imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome can invoke feelings of anxiety, even though it's better pay, even though it's something that'll help you in the long run, even though you have all the skills to make this successful. But the feeling of this new thing, this thing that you haven't done before, gives us a similar alert within our body of something like anxiety, like a trauma that you have experienced before, and that you feel like a new situation is going to be the same, but it's two different things, but it's kind of being meshed together. So that made me think, listen, whatever your anxiety is trying to tell you, listen to it. Now, as we work through it on an energetic level, it is important to know there are multiple things that can create anxiety. It can simply just be your body's chemistry. That's how your body is. It can also be having a traumatic experience that has happened to you, or several things that soul back into the body, brings that life back into the body, and they have motivation to want to do things and things like that. There are other reasons why you might experience anxiety. Maybe it's not a trauma thing. Maybe it's not the body's just natural state of chemistry. There are a lot of micronutrient deficiencies that can cause this, and I talk about this all the time. I wanted to do a series on nutrigenomics, but it seems like nobody really cares because I put it on a poll. But it is so important that we really take this for granted, that these micronutrients, meaning supplements, vitamins, the things that our body needs to actually work the system out correctly, if we have a deficiency or a surplus or things like that of these things, they can wreak havoc in our body, and we might treat it in other ways that actually won't necessarily solve the problem. There are entire systems in our body that won't work properly if we have these issues with these balance, because our body wants to be in this state of homeostasis, meaning the brain wants to be in a state of homeostasis, meaning it's kind of telling the rest of the body, hey, run these systems correctly. And when we have an imbalance someplace in these micronutrients, it kind of throws everything off, and that also can cause anxiety. I am not playing with you. Low vitamin D linked to anxiety and depression. Magnesium can be linked to anxiety, low levels of magnesium, and then just all kinds. These are two examples that I'm giving you. Just all kinds of things that if you have an issue with your thyroid, that can throw things off. So it can impact the brain as well. So there's so many levels. So many levels. So we work through the energetic care, but there's so many ways to approach it. Even physical activity can impact. For example, if you are working out too much, or you're exerting yourself too fast, and your body is not trained to do that, you can stress your body out, and it starts to use the micronutrients in order to balance itself out, and that can cause a deficiency as well. So I'm not saying, hey, don't be active. What I'm saying is be mindful, listen to your body, as well as being sedentary, not making any movement, not doing anything, can also wreak a lot of havoc in the body. So this is just basically saying, listen to your body, make movement, do what you need to do. But anxiety is linked to a lot of things. It is not just one clear-cut thing, and there might be some overlapping things too. And I've said this, and I'm going to keep saying this. The quickest and easiest way to change how you feel in your body is through what you eat. At first, I used to think it was through like mindfulness training and affirmations and stuff, but that requires actual effort. But if you don't just put anything, just don't eat anything, and you say like, I'm only going to eat really, really green, leafy vegetables, and I'm going to make sure that I'm getting all my macronutrients. Macronutrients are your proteins, your fats, your carbohydrates. You're getting all of those nutrients in a very healthy way. Your body, go to sleep, wake up the next day, your body will just feel better. It just will. It just will something and have extreme anxiety from it, and people are trying to treat them on just purely a brain chemistry level, not even the actual micronutrients, a brain chemistry level, or through therapy, when there are multiple things that we all should be looking out for, not just one thing. So that is something that I hope that you can take with you and act upon. And I am a firm believer that you need to have a team, baby. I think about it like this. You know, the answer is not in one solution. The answer is all over. You're going to find the answer a little bit everywhere. And you need to have a team. And if you're lucky enough to have access to insurance or have access to a team or can afford that, chef's kiss, that's a game changer right there. Because what you are is you are the team captain, okay? And everybody else, you pay them for their specialties, and they are here to help you. And I think one of those biggest scams that we have is the thought that we are not able to make decisions for our own body, our own agency, our own autonomy. At the end of the day, you know exactly your symptoms, you know how you feel, and what you're doing is you gotta think like, I guess the best way to think about it is like, think about a wealthy person. When a wealthy person wants to start a business, what do? They're not doing the work, they're not doing the effort, they're hiring out experts, and they're not as smart as these experts, but in order to build whatever it is that they want to build, they do it that way. So look at your health in the same way. You don't have to go here and learn every medical specialty, every esoteric specialty. All you have to do is hire out in the areas that you're interested in, but you got to make the executive decision, and you guide them, and you got to fire people too if they not working in the way that you need it. So as you're here, we talk about the esoteric aspects of anxiety. The anxiety is sending a message, and what is the message needing to tell us? What is the message needing to tell you? And I wanted to give that little disclaimer of all of those other things that create anxiety, so nobody is just walking around thinking like, how dare they say that my anxiety, this pain, is just my body trying to tell me something. There's multiple ways. And also, I don't want you to think the other way, which is, oh, I'm having this anxiety, it's just trying to tell me a message. No, you could have a actual imbalance that you need to get checked out. The message is still valid, but the solution is multifaceted, and it's going to be seen all around your life. So let's take a moment. In those moments that you have experienced anxiety, what is it that you are trying to process? Because it's always something. The anxiety always comes up somewhere. It'll be something like, oh, love, or it'll be money, or what am I supposed to do in this life, or those big spiritual esoteric questions like what, or existential questions. Why am I here? Why is there suffering? Like just all of these kind of big questions, whatever that is for you. Think about that anxiety. Sometimes anxiety also is the powerlessness of the future, feeling like, things are grim and there's nothing I can do to stop it, versus the reality, which is I don't have to do anything to stop anything. All I gotta do is focus on my life mission, first like 6 million years, 5 million years, you know. Like it was real wild then, before our species even came to be. So think about it from that way. But it doesn't invalidate what you're feeling. You still may be feeling those feelings of anxiety, and that's why I'm saying you need to get these other things checked out too. Because on an existential level, if you process the message, you see from the macro view there's nothing to worry about, and you still are having these feelings. Check those other things out too. Check those other things out too, because that can be helpful as well. And you can have the power to think clearly, still experience the anxiety, and be able to make moves to go forward to help alleviate that in the other things that I'm talking about, as well as make decisions. What you feel does not have to stop you from living your life, does not have to your life doesn't begin when you stop having those experiences. Your life is still going in spite of those experiences. Just working through all of that, just removing that from your energy to not impact you, and to surround you by love and understanding and happiness, and to experience this life the way that you want to experience it. The way I want to experience life is my way, and the way you want to is your way. And I remember, being younger, and I used to think like, you just assume everybody is experiencing life like you. No, I think this is what those multiple realities are. When people talk about like dimensions and things like that, I kind of look at it like this. Sure, there can be dimensions, but I think that for as many people there are on this planet, there are that many realities at least. And I think that whenever we have like premonitions or intuitive work, I think that we are, as a species, and even when we connect to other species on this planet, we are just one big web of conscious network. So a lot of times we might be tapping into somebody's day or somebody's experience or a collective experience that we're having all together. We are a part of these things, but yet uniquely ourselves. And the moment that we make a shift, that we say, I will not be afraid of this, and I will figure out how to make my life better, there's something in the collective that shifts as well. And someone else out of the blue just feels inspired to try. Doesn't mean they actually fall through with it yet, but it inspires them. So that is how we can take care of other people, when we take responsibility for ourselves, for our actions and what we do, and we empower that in other people as well. Well, family, I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope this has relieved some of the anxiety, and I hope you just enjoy life, and you enjoy life for every